Hi, and welcome to Garden in the Burrow. My name is Cheryl, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a native plant that I grow in my garden. And it's very unusual for my garden in that this plant is grown in a very large grouping. If you can see around me, maybe Bill can pan a little bit, you can see that this plant takes up quite a bit of real estate here in what used to be a rock garden. This used to be a true alpine rock garden with rocks and crevices and all sorts of alpine plants. And we had some difficulty maintaining that because of weather and rabbits. So I took it all out and I decided to naturalize it. And this was one of the plants that I added. And this plant is called Lysimachia ciliata. And this is a cultivated variety called Firecracker. And it's different from the true species in that it has a purple cast to the leaves. But other than that, they look very similar. They have whorled leaves, and maybe Bill can sort of come in on these little yellow star-shaped flowers without tripping. And there, even the bract is star-shaped. So it all has this beautiful whorl, and this is called fringed loosestrife commonly. And this plant, in its native environment, which is here in North America, it grows just like this in very large colonies. Its preference is for very moist soil, mostly stream beds and riverbanks, which it does not have here. It is growing in some of the driest sand ever. And that, if you can believe it, is helping contain it. So this plant, I would never recommend putting it in a small garden or in an area that you weren't willing to constantly be out. You can pull it. It grows in underground rhizomes and you can pull it pretty easily. But what this plant brings of value to our gardens here in New England is the fact that it is an oil producing plant. So it doesn't produce nectar in its flowers, it produces a floral oil. And that floral oil is used by a bee that's native here that's called Macropsis nuda. It's sometimes called the common loosestrife oil bee, which is a really long name. And that little tiny bee, which is a species that is native to New England and it nests in the ground, it's very solitary. It uses that floral oil to line its nest and make it waterproof and to um, feed its young. So it mixes it in with other pollens, and it is highly dependent on all plants in Lysimachia, not just Lysimachia ciliata. So you don't see this plant growing too often in people's gardens just because of how difficult it is to contain, but it's worth adding. When this plant was added in originally in this garden, it was contained in a very small area in the very back. And now, like I said, I've just let it run rampant. And this plant has just, it's beautiful and it's just taken over this whole spot, naturalized. The leaves are beautiful, and also it works very well as a cut flower because the foliage is so beautiful. It lasts well in a vase. You can cut it and use it for the flowers, but maybe Bill can get in on some of the really true purple colored ones over there, and you can see how great of a foliage accent this plant could be in a floral arrangement. So all in all, if you have some space for this plant or you're establishing a pollinator garden and you're concerned about certain kind of bees, while you're over there, I don't know if Bill can get down. I keep directing him from over here and get some of the things that are on it, some of the insects that are on it. And you'll see some of the things that are visiting to take this floral oil. Um, it's hard to capture on an iPhone because they're really tiny. I've noticed also flies like this. I'm not sure if they are a pollinator of it, but oh, there's a little bee right next to me. Here he is. You see him? So if you have this space, this is an awesome plant to introduce into your garden, especially if you have an area like this that you're looking to naturalize and just want something beautiful and easy care.